Because I've asked a lot of questions here. Right. Are we gonna keep this game going? Because you insisted that
Yeah,
we were playing the game.
because you're not being very creative
I
in
know.
your questions.
When I think of a good question, believe you me, I will tell you because I know you can recognize good questions right off the bat. But here's my next question until I think of a good one. Can you just deal with it? And
Deal with what?
is that one of your questions? And that was a question too.
No, I'm asking you, what do you want me to deal with?
Now we've done and we got proof here. 7 questions were just asked. My original question was, if I can't think of a good question that I know you would like, can you just deal with the fact that I'm going to have to ask questions like this? And you said, what? Which is the question. And then I said, what do you mean, what?
That.
And so that whole exchange.
In Spanish,
so it's your turn.
or in French, it's called pourquoi.
What's pourquoi?
Means why, what, in French.
Get the fuck out of town. My question just now was, what does pourquoi mean? And it actually means question. And
pourquoi.
That was a question too, right?
Well, I answered it.
You did. That was wild. Once again, just because we're rolling, if you had to be either a beaver or a Siamese twin interdimensional cartoon Hoover Dam pomegranates hanging from a penis pine tree pinata that spans dimensions.
Do I get a wombat?
Is that one of your questions? And that was a question too, right?
Yeah, no. Bite me. I want a wombat.
What's a wombat?
They're Australian things.
So wait. Gotcha, the wombats. But you didn't answer my question because I said if you could either be
I'd be a beaver.
A beaver or a Siamese twin Hoover Dam cartoon pomegranate hanging off a piss slit
I'd be a
pine
beaver.
Tree pinata.
I'd be a beaver with big teeth.
Okay.
And I chomp and chomp and chomp.
Okay, my next question. If you could be a mere beaver with awesome teeth that somehow had the capability of getting into the realm where there was interdimensional pine trees with pomegranate Siamese twin Hoover Dams and they were screaming, "Get us the fuck out of here, we need those teeth, cut us off this fucking tree."
No, I would just
Would you help cut the fucking...
No, I'd eat the pomegranates.
No, the pomegranates are the Siamese twin Hoover Dams that are like the fruits hanging off the interdimensional pinata penis tree. If they were screaming... My question is, if you as a beaver with wicked teeth could get into the dimension where you witnessed the Hoover Dam Siamese twin pomegranates screaming, begging for your help, you wouldn't cut them loose?
Yep, no.
Do you realize what an unspeakable monster you are?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Oh my god. Fucking greatness. Your question next, right?
No, you still have 5 more.
Okay.
But you're not asking.
After this question that I'm asking right now, and it has no fucking expletives in it, by the way, will I then have only 4 questions left?
Yep.
Okay, your turn. You gotta go back and forth, and I can answer all 20.
Yeah, but I did all 20.
No, you didn't.
Bitch. But, okay, here's a question. If you were to choose...
Okay, I'm listening.
Your favorite actor, who would it be?
Jeez, that is a good one. I would say James Hetfield, singer and guitar player of Metallica.
He's an actor. He's played in films.
He's played in films, but I meant actor kind of in the meaning of the term that... forget it. I can't elucidate. You got me all flustered. If you... Okay, so just to get us straight on the one question involving if you had to be either a horse or a horse and a donkey, and you could only choose one, choose gun, you said you choose horse.
Yeah, they have to produce less work.
Oh my god.
No, I'm fucking serious. And I'm
Are you
not.
serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you betcha, baby. Because donkeys are pack animals.
Okay, my next question. Do you realize that the question that your answer to the question of if you had to be either a horse or if you had to be a horse or a horse and a donkey and you could only choose one, choose gun, you said horse.
Yep. Not nearly as much load.
What if you could be a super hot, like better than a horse wombat with big beaver teeth to fucking get the gun from the horse and the donkey, so that you could only choose so that you could choose more than one.
Well, you have the internet here.
No, we went through that 6 times already.
Look up wombat.
How about you
They
look up
are
mongoose?
they are really the most
Irascible.
unreasonable animals.
Just fucking irascible, like fucking
Mhm.
turn on you.
Oh,
You know.
they don't care. All they're doing is looking out.
I heard the honey badger's kind of like
Similar to wombats. And when I was out in Batavia, he was shooting at, I think it was
that. The
woodchuck.
wombat was shooting at a woodchuck.
No.
The honey badger was shooting at the woodchuck.
No, the guy I was
The
staying
mongoose
was shooting at, and I.
Batavia mongoose was shooting at a woodchuck.
Batavia Mike was shooting at a woodchuck.
Yeah, okay, fine, but are you saying that Batavia Mike is a mongoose?
No, I think he's a woodchuck.
So he was a woodchuck shooting a woodchuck.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that I said I just saw the woodchuck out there or the wombat, and he goes out there with his gun, and I'm going, oh my god, I don't want to be responsible. You know what I mean?
For what?
The wombat, woodchuck, whatever, shot.
Wait. Which one was a wombat, or I mean a fucking son of a bitch mongoose shooting a, wait.
Well, he probably was. But he goes out there with his fucking gun in his garden. He had a big garden out there.
A gun chook?
He's shooting at the woodchuck.
In the garden?
Yeah,
what garden? I was there.
In the backyard.
That's what you call a garden?
Well, he did it up pretty well for the most part. I kind of distracted him.
If you could go back in time with the DeLorean from Back to the Future and stick a fucking like corn cob from that Indian popcorn field behind his house and put it right up his butt every night after he mentions to you on the phone about some new girl, would you do it?
Nah.
If you could travel through time and like have him wake up the next morning after all the times he called you and had to mention his new date and how great it is and to not fuck it up. If you could find a DeLorean that went back in time and could get a corn cob from his backyard Batavia popcorn field and make it so that in the morning he would wake up with the thing inside of his fanny butt.
I don't think he really understood.
You wouldn't do that? Oh, you're out of your fucking mind. You know this, right? That's a question too.
Why are you looking at me like that? Hell no.
Is that one of your questions? That's a question too.
That's yours.
What's
Would
mine?
you do that? Hell
Would
no.
I do what? We've asked like 100 questions, haven't we?
Yeah, probably.
If you had to have a standing ovulation or be a super hot woodchuck Eskimo cunt, with time to spare.
No, I just felt really bad for the wombats or the woodchucks. And he was like, they're wrecking my garden. They're wrecking. And I was
So,
like, that's how they eat,
so was he
dumbass.
either a Batavia mongoose slash woodchuck, wombat slash woodchuck, or what was the other one? Honey badger slash
No,
woodchuck,
he
or
was
just a woodchuck
he was
shooting
just
a
a
woodchuck?
Batavia woodchuck. And he went
So
out there
why
with
in the
his gun.
footage that we can clearly like go back and listen to and watch later, which by the way is probably awesome, right? How come you
No,
implied that he was in fact a Batavia honey badger or wombat or mongoose shooting
no,
a Batavia woodchuck?
no. What I said, and it is a woodchuck, and woodchucks I know make holes.
Okay, my next question.
But
If
it
you
was a joke between him and I.
imagine you're Martin Luther King, say Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, like Martin Luther King would say it. The Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't. Or no. Can you do an impression of Martin Luther King saying, I got a very important letter from the Pancake Society. It says, fuck waffles. I have in my hands a very important letter from the Pancake Society. It reads as follows. Fuck waffles.
No, it just hurt my feelings to hear him out there with his gun trying to shoot the woodchucks. Or,
If you could start a religion called Led Zeppelin 2, parentheses, Pancakes and Porno, the sequel, would you?
Darling,
Have you ever had anybody
you did a
film
really
you
nice job in here.
in the
Thank you.
20 questions video? Have you ever had anybody film you in a 20 questions video? You taking a squirt.
No, not yet.
If you were in another 12-minute long fucking 20 questions video being videotaped taking a squirt, would you realize that the question is in the question right now?
Not unless I have my teeth in.
If the camera panned this way in the final version of this video, and your teeth were right here,
You just keep getting my
would you
pants.
change your mind from being just a horse, or would you choose to be both a horse and a donkey?
No, I'm being pet animal.
Okay.
A lot easier than
So,
horse.
yeah, let's recap. If you had to be to my question, if you had to be either a horse or a horse and a donkey, you could only choose one. You choose horse. And to the question, if you had to be either a beaver or a Siamese twin Hoover Dam pomegranate hanging off an interdimensional cartoon penis pine tree pinata, you chose to be a mere beaver. And also to the question, if you chose to be a beaver and it had wicked awesome teeth and had a chance to go into the dimension where the porno penis pine tree, where the Siamese twin pinata pomegranate Hoover dams were, and they were screaming for you to cut them off, you wouldn't cut them off with your teeth, even if the Siamese twin Hoover dam nunchuck porno pomegranate were begging for your help. Oh, now you would.
Oh no. If I had to deal with a Siamese anything, should be killed.
Oh my god. Awesome.
Right away. Yep, killed.
Would you choose gun if you had to do that?
Oh yeah.
So you,
If
so
I
then you would
saw
probably be
anything
better.
like that.
So then, do you think you'd be better choosing the horse and the donkey because you could only choose one, choose gun?
Well, I wouldn't shoot either the horse or the donkey, but some weird ass anomaly.
That happened to be Siamese anything?
Yeah, I would.
So wait,
I would shoot it.
you would shoot a Siamese anything or anything that's an anomaly that's Siamese? Anything.
anything that is connected in a weird fucking way, I'm going for it.
Okay.
'Cause they're never gonna be right.
If they happen to be skilled at defending themselves and kills you, which is what led you to the gates of heaven, where St. Peter asked you if you believe in dinosaurs, and you said yes, and then he pushed the button. But if he did, in my question, after you said yes, there were fossils everywhere, and he hit this button, and you're like fucking suddenly plummeting towards like the bottom of the pit, and he was like, "Enjoy the lake of fire, fucker." Would you say something other than "It seems so plausible"? And what would you say?
I would say, you can't do that without my teeth.
No, what are you talking about? Look, the resolution isn't bad, and I only pointed at you.
If you eventually have this shit, and my kids get to see it, you know what I would say?
To St. Peter as you're plummeting to the lake of fire.
Good luck to you.
To St. Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If he shouted back down to you as you're plummeting, "What do you mean, good luck to me?" What would you say to him?
You gotta live in that happy motion for that whole. Can't do anything.
What if he said, "What do you mean, happy horse shit? You're the one that chose horse." And then you said, "Okay, fine. I want to be a Siamese twin Hoover Dam as well."
No, I don't.
And then he saved you and took you back to heaven, which involved nothing but...
Why do you think there's actually a heaven? I really want to know. Because, Jerry, I find you a really smart guy.
Why have you not, gotten a clue from my explanations of that question previously?
Because I don't know why somebody who apparently seems...
Empirical and scientific?
No, intelligent.
I'll tell you why. Because no answer can be proven or shown either way. It's a matter of faith, and I think it's one of the reasons why we as beings could be here, to face an uncertain mortality as a part of some sort of being development. And the reasons I think that might be possible is because there are limits to what we in our 21st century scientific intelligence, even in our sophistication, can know and do. Like, no scientific intelligence up to this date can prove that there was a beginning to being.
It was.
Well, as it regards your question of how can such an intelligent guy sit here and talk about heaven and believe in heaven, because neither thing can be proved, and it feels good to think about, and knowing that I've met people in my life throughout the decades that I dearly love, and seeing the dimensions of time and space and the wicked, structures like music theory, and seeing this, this order of exquisite fucking nature, and then love and fun, and the fact that, fucking existence seems to be unbounded, it gives me reason to believe that, it surely could be possible, and because the people that say no, it's impossible, and use the pretense of having scientific, authority to say that, are really making an unscientific gaffe, because they themselves can neither prove or disprove empirically that in fact there is nothing. And it's because it's a matter of pure reason that neither side can ever figure out. I choose to believe in heaven because I believe that
Does it matter, though?
It's
really?
more probable to be true than nothingness after the brain's oxygen runs out. Because no one can ever scientifically observe beyond 8 minutes after oxygen runs out and the brain goes dead, and then come back and verify that there is in fact nothingness and extinction.
So here's
after the body
a bizarre question. What would happen, according to you and your philosophy, what would happen when you die?
Well, I can't say for sure, but my imagination sure could think up of some stuff. I mean, the fact that such a thing as the circle of fifths, the physics of sound, the way fucking it's like mathematically like exquisitely uncreatable. It's like the three angles of a triangle always equaling up to 180. There's like a fucking substructure of mathematical like fucking like symmetry that's like in reality that like seems to be just perfectly perfect.
Weird.
And it, like 2 + 2 = 4. Like, and the fact that like some people argue after the philosophy of Immanuel Kant that like 2 + 2 = 4 and the laws of physics and logic and geometry are such because our brain patterns reality that way. And to which I say either way, if it be the brain structuring it with the exquisite order or the structure of exquisite order being inherent in the universe itself, either way it's like an exquisite like fucking like proof of like mind, if you ask me. Like fucking the way like boom 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 boom.
Yeah, I think your mom sang that
boom boom boom
when you
boom.
were.
Know what I mean? Like the physics of sound and the like the harmonious mathematical like fucking movement of tones reveals to me like fucking like unbelievable. Like nobody in our empirical scientific intelligence that you're like kind of like trying to defend as you like are aghast and like incredulous as to why I could say stuff about a heaven and whatnot. It's because
you're really dumb.
well,
when you say
well,
that.
see, you're in the 21st century and like you're thinking like logic and like mortality, but fact is the argument from scientific like what? Wait, say it again.
Um, overall,
Oh.
considering every freaking Buddhist, Hindu, whatever, Christian option, can't I just die?
I don't know. Are you asking me?
Yeah, well, you seem to know a lot.
No, see, don't mistake my like talking about heaven. Like I've gotten to the point where if I ever get to finish the works that have sprung up in my brain, like the books, like 36 book interlocking fucking, some are fictional books, some are fake like ontological books, funhouse yoga theory and practice, some are stories about fucking like a miracle child that's a paraplegic that fucking uploads his consciousness and like and one story is about a fictional character. I created a fictional story. Do you know what fiction is? About a guy named Charlie that dies but wakes up after his death.
Don't get fiction.
So making up a story out of my imagination about a fictional character named Charlie who wakes up in a atom of his former body in like Lake Ontario after his death and experiences like post-mortal atomic consciousness. It's like looks weird, Jackson Pollock every which way. There's no streets.
Were you around when?
What if I'm
Tim
just like saying
Mulholland
things that are based on like
went through?
fictional stories that I've created that kind of like
Tim Mulholland.
you'd like to believe instead of like why can't I just die and just be nothingness?
Behind him, he went through the ice, and his twin brother.
Are you gonna cite tragedy and as proof of nothingness?
Wait. Dragged him off, but he was so attached.
And he died?
Yeah.
And that's why you're incredulously aghast at my claiming to... You think that...
No,
do you think that when I say shit like heaven and like fucking interdimensional fucking like
when you say heaven, you want to know the truth?
Wait, my question isn't finished. When I say shit like that, are you thinking that I am advertising some knowing this all to be true? Like...
No,
what you said, if the Buddha and blah blah blah, your question was why can't I just die? And then I said, are you asking me? And your response to that was, you seem to know these things, like implying that you believe that I have in fact a definite knowledge of these things beyond the grave, which I clearly mentioned in this whole thing that I've merely like spun things out of my creativity and chose to ponder things that can neither be proved or disproved, and that not to mistake that with knowing these things, which you kind of like revealed
No, I just
yourself to
find
believe me to like actually
no,
believe and
I
foist
just,
upon people. Like half of this is
I
shit that
just
I've made up because
kind
it can't
of
be refuted
funny
or
it, and it's like, so you're asking me to be a part of that screaming scene?
part of what screaming scene? At what point in time did I ask you to be a part of that screaming scene?
When I asked you the question.
What was the screaming scene? What's
Yeah.
the screaming scene that I'm asking you to be a part of?
No, nothing.
No, you're fucking on crack now, bitch.